Barely a day goes by without the woke left, in particular the woke left media, finding something else to label as being far right. If you live in the Western world and show any sense of national pride, that's far right. If you try and make the tenuous link between mass uncontrolled illegal immigration and rising crime rates, that's also far right. But now there's a new one. According to Newsweek, in an article they published yesterday, if you are a heterosexual man and you find conventionally attractive women attractive, that's also a sign that you're far right. Now, I consider myself to be a centrist or slightly right of centre when it comes to my political views. But of course, in recent years, the woke left have gone so far left that everything to them is far right. And I think I'm justified in saying that Dua Lipa is fucking tidy. But apparently that now means I need to break out the swastikas and the burning crosses. According to the article, which I've read to save you the pain of doing so, back in March, an actress who I think is called Sydney Sweeney presented Saturday Night Live. And to be honest, I don't know if anyone watches SNL for the comedy anymore because it isn't funny. I've watched it twice in the last 2 years, once when it was being presented by Dua Lipa and the other time Jenna Ortega. Yet the actress was wearing a very low-cut dress, and apparently this is what got conservative men talking about her. Note that in the article, being conservative is now the same as far right. So that means if I see a woman with a cracking rack, that makes me a white supremacist because, as we know, only people this colour are considered racist.
I just came back from the grocery store and running a couple errands, and I just want to say I am tired of the discomfort that comes from being around white people in this American environment. I'm tired of it, and I'm ready to be somewhere else.
Does anyone else feel that her attitude does come across as slightly racist? Not wanting to be around white people in America, where I believe the vast majority of the population are still white. And I'm sure the KKK would be more than happy if she fucked off and lived somewhere else. And to be blunt, I wouldn't want her living on my street, and it's got nothing to do with the colour of her skin. It's just that she's fucking vile. Anyway, if finding conventionally attractive women attractive is now far right, what are the alternatives? Well, luckily, taking to the runway, as they call it over in the New World, or the catwalk here in the UK. Thankfully, this is taking place in America so that the Atlantic Ocean is between me and it. Our old friend of the channel, Gorlock the Destroyer, is doing some modelling.
Step 1, when you're getting ready, look hot. Step 2, gotta catch a cab to the bar. Step 3, get a drink with a cherry and tie it in a knot.
Is that what leftists want? And by leftists, I mean political leftists, not left-handers like myself, because my only real reaction to that video was to be sick into my own mouth. Because Gorlock the Destroyer, I don't know his real name, but he's a man. So, an exceptionally fucking ugly man, dressing as a woman, walking along the runway wearing a bikini top. Mate, do not be wearing swimwear. Don't go to the beach because Greenpeace will try and throw you in the sea. But another person very popular among the left-leaning, of course, is Lizzo. And she's got her own clothing line now, so let's see a plus-size influencer trying to try on a pair of Lizzo leggings.
Well, we already know that booty is powerful because it's not going anywhere. This is
So she looks like she's having fun for part of that clip. And she's not affecting me, so good on her. But sadly, the whole body positivity thing is trying to say that that is healthy. And if you can't fit into clothes designed for someone like Lizzo, and to be fair to Lizzo, she has lost a lot of weight, although there's still a lot of her still to go. If you can't fit into that clothing, you shouldn't be praised. Should not be an influencer. That isn't a good look or a healthy lifestyle. And that's coming from me. Like I said, she looks happy, but of course the tubby ones are meant to be jolly, aren't they? What I want to know is, what are those leggings made of? Because that material appears to be stronger than Kevlar. What is the breaking strain on it? I think we should be making bridges and the wings for aeroplanes out of it. But so far we've seen more extreme examples of women we're meant to be attracted to if we don't be labelled as a far-right Nazi. Just a moment ago, a woman who makes up for, well, the space of around 3 women, the sort of person that really pisses me off at the airport because they weigh my luggage, then let something like that get on the plane. And a confused man who thinks he's a woman. And something I like about conventionally attractive conservative women is they tend not to have dicks. But we don't just need to see people who are so large that if they spin on their own axis, they'll generate gravity. Over on the woke left is where all the pronoun people live. So let's see a short clip of several women who aren't sure that they are, or rather, deny that they are. I'm guessing that those stunning and brave individuals are rejecting the label daughter because they're either trans or non-binary. And to be fair, if one of those was my daughter, I'd deny it as well. But why do so many of them look almost exactly the same, with a haircut from a Soviet gulag and glasses from the NHS circa 1982? Also, why do they all have the same facial expression? Giving the impression that writing "not their daughter" has been particularly intellectually challenging, and then they hold it up like it's the final piece of a GCSE art project. Now, I have to say, as a straight man, that last clip I didn't find any of those women attractive. In fact, it left me limper than a windsock on a windless day. One clip left.
I find it quite funny when cis people see me and they're like, oh, I'm so sorry if this offends you, but like, I just can't tell if you're a boy or a girl. Like, no, baby, that doesn't offend me. That's by design. It's not offensive, it's on purpose. I dress and express myself with a specific intent of confusing cis people. And it works, and it feeds my ego, and it gives me gender euphoria. Thank you, have a nice day.
Once again, we see this bizarre joy in having confused the general population. I'm guessing it's enjoyable for that individual because the confusion seen on the faces of other people mirrors the confusion going on in its own head. Also, I'm guessing it's a desperate attempt to appear interesting. But I'm not entirely sure what that one is. I'm fairly certain it's a man that's had some work done, but I wouldn't put too much money on it. Yet, are we meant to find that attractive over a conventionally attractive woman? Because if that makes me far right, then for me, it's time to get the Stukas in the air, fuel up the panzer tanks, and annex Poland. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and as ever, thanks for watching. A day goes by where the woke left media aren't desperate to label something else as being far right. Now, if you're from England and you show any form of national pride, straight away you're a far right Nazi. I'm fucking bollocks to it. Barely a day goes by without the woke left media attempting to label something else as being far right. If you're from England and you show any sort of national pride, straight away you're a far right Nazi. The same, well, bollocks. Fuck it, start again. The article. Back in March, an actress who, well, I fucking should have written a name there. I think it's Sydney Sweeney. According to the article, back in March, an actress who I think is called Sydney Sweeney presented Saturday Night Live, and fucking... But I'll just start again, fuck it. Whatever her name is, she has got... No, shut up then. Is it just me, or does she come across as somewhat racist? And I don't know to any other fucking bollocks. Is it just me, or does she come across as somewhat racist in her attitude? And I know there are some people, people who cry a lot and moan about pronouns who will say it's impossible for anyone other than someone this colour to be racist. And if that's you, you're wrong. Shut your fucking mouth. Just an aside on this one. Part of the reason I'm doing this video about what more conservative men are fucking bollocks to it. Just as an aside, part of the reason I'm doing this video on why conservative men are meant to find certain women attractive is because I had a comment on one of my videos when I'd made the joke that men don't think women are wired up right, and that's all it is. It was a joke. I do a lot of charity work, not massive. I'm not like a fucking philanthropist, but the band plays a lot of gigs for women's charities. Generally speaking, I do consider myself a bit of a male feminist, but this one person couldn't understand a fucking joke. If that's you, please unsubscribe if you haven't already. Piss off, don't bother me again. We've got Gorlock the Destroyer back, and I don't know his real name, but he does get quite a lot of media coverage, and I don't understand it. If he's happy, fair enough. But as a young boy, was he laying there in bed at night, unable to go to sleep, thinking, one day, just one day, I could be an ugly, overweight transvestite? Once again, we see that weird joy from having confused the general public, and I guess that mirrors the confusion going on in his, her, or its own head. But go on, my bollocks. Once again, we get the... Oh, fuck it.